Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along then to the PGS Esports Realistic. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and this afternoon we find ourselves here today for round 13, yes, round 13 in Mexico. What a round it is going to be. You've got to love a bit of Mexico. It's been such a long time since I've been here as well. And to make it even better for tonight, everybody, 17 drivers joining us on the grid. It is an absolutely huge lobby today. And there's going to be a lot of action to cover, I'll tell you that now. Definitely a lot of action to cover. Today is going to be superb. And I am more than ready for it than everybody with the drivers out there on the grid right now. 16 minutes of qualifying. And then a 50% Grand Prix coming up after that. If you're in the chat, let me know. We've got Chevy in there. Good evening. Hello, mate. Welcome in. Good luck on your race tonight, and anybody else who's in the PGS chat or the Jack Crossley comms, whatever. It is good to see you all hopefully having a very nice evening tonight. And round 13 takes us to Mexico, like I've mentioned, so that is going to be a great venue for this race today. 17 drivers. I was not expecting that. A brilliant turnout. And Wolfie plays then on an outlap. We've got Mr. Mbuk, who seems to be the first man to try and put a time on that board. So we'll see what he can do. Zembuk through the first sector. It is going to be a 28-1 and fastest first sector, of course, as he is the first man to actually set a time there in the early stages. Sorry, my bad. 15 minutes then, everybody, of this session. I think we've got a few new drivers here, which I haven't seen. Hypex, I've not seen that man for a while. As he joins us, we've got C Brazil in P5 here today with us. We've got Goodies in 3, who seems to be a new driver. Of course, Hypex is returning. I don't know if he raced here before, but I do recognise Hypex. But yes, making a return. Toby West then in 7, Nedzo Racing in 8, Wolfie plays 9, and Mbuk starts the afternoon off for the 1 minute 17.5, everybody, here in Mexico. Is it going to be enough to keep him up there? Not just yet, because Wolfie plays, sets a time 200th of a second faster, and then Arctic Ryan beats them to it massively, 1.1 seconds quicker for him. Then it's Papa Rim over the line. It's the 1 minute 16.2. He's another 2 tenths faster than Arctic Ryan there. And the RB now setting the bar ahead of the drivers. A few people crossing the line, maybe a kick Sauber to start to put a time on the board. It is Mr. Dave the Scrub, 1 minute 15.9. That is a stonking banker lap then for Dave the Scrub, and I'm sure he has got more in him. The championship, the current champion, ladies and gentlemen, in PGS Esports Realistic on P1, and what can he do? What can he do in this race today? The race results from last race are as follows. It was Saudi Arabia, and as it is looking, if I can get it, it was Dunica that won that race out then in Saudi Arabia with the max points. Of course, Arctic Ryan came home in P2, Nedzo in 3 and on the podium. Great race from him. Goodies in 4, Salguero 5, Hawkeye 6, Flavor 7, Dave the Scrub 8, which wasn't a too good race from him. Tiger B9 and Mbuk in 10th position, ladies and gentlemen. So Dave the Scrub seeming to have a bit of a better afternoon right now. If he can keep this up, we will see about that though, as we're going to quickly check the championship standings. And actually, I do want to mention Arctic Lightning F1, everybody, I believe have won the Constructors' Championship. I did see an announcement about it yesterday. I believe Arctic Lightning F1 let's have a look. Yes, congratulations to Arctic Lightning F1 for winning the Constructors' Championship in Season 7. And the stats, everybody, for that team are as follows. 12 races, 4 race wins, 10 podiums, 2 pole positions. We've got 2 drivers, of course, with 416 points, and now 1 Constructors' Championship. 0 Drivers' Championships at the minute. Will they pick up a Drivers' Championship at the end of this season? We will find out. But Dave the Scrub is here and meaning business then, ladies and gents. And in the current championship standings from Saudi Arabia, we have got Dave the Scrub, still your championship leader by 13 points then, to the man behind. The gap is minimal. The gap is minimal. Sorry, 30 points, but the gap is still minimal there with 30 points difference to Paparimin 2. And Dave the Scrub's Arctic Lightning F1 teammate is down in 4. He's on 182 points. So right now, Dave the Scrub in the better position then after Saudi Arabia. But he's here today on provisional pole. We're working well for him. But it just depends on if he can actually hold that. Hawkeye then is put it in second place. Paparim's put it in third. Hypex 4, Arctic Ryan 5. We have got C Brazil in 6, 7 is Good as Nedzo in 8, Flavor 9, and Tiger B 10, rounding off your top 10 on times as it stands. The Fizz then is going to head down towards the end of the first sector here in qualifying. Has he got anything in store for us today? Can that car produce a decent time? It is a 28.6 in sector 1. For the kick Sauber, but either way, it is his first lap of today, and he's just going to try and get a time on the board to get him somewhere on there, to give him a bit of a ballpark range. So we'll see what the Fizz can do today with the end of this lap in front of him, middle sector still, and then the final sector coming after that through the stadium section ahead as he's heading through the snaky lefts and rights, which can catch many drivers out on the tough curbs. And you know, if you get the wet weather, it would be a catastrophe then to be driving around there in the wets, because the curbs are unforgiving. Absolutely crazy stuff. But the Fizz then around the final few corners and towards the line here for the Mexican Grand Prix. He's going to cross that line from P17 into P9. Fair play. That's pretty presentable then for the Fizz with a 1:17.243 is about a 10th behind Nedzo Racing right now. So that is really good stuff. Really good going then from the Fizz. As Dave the Scrub is seeming to be on a lap again. Huge run down into turn 1 here in Mexico. Really is a huge run down into turn 1, and Dave the Scrub mastering the first few corners quite well. He's saved himself 60% battery then, heading through the first couple corners, and 9.5 minutes to go. So he's still got a lot of pocket change, a lot of time, you know, before we go racing again and before the end of qualifying. But he's in a good position right now, isn't he? 1:15.986, just about in the 1:15s, and the only man to do so in this evening's qualifying session. As DRS is activated then down the back straight, and with 5 thousandths of a second improvement on his original time, he is up, and that is all that matters then. Through the stadium section, the final third, he could find quite a bit of time here. Is it on the cards for him then? Round the final corner, flying towards the line, Dave the Scrub across it. Will he improve anymore? He does improve by 0.5 of a second. It's now a 1:15.930 and extending his provisional pole time by even more. That is what we like to see. Hawkeye then will not be trying to contest that in P2 right now, still in the pit lane, but like I mentioned, 8 minutes to go. No need to be rushing just as of yet. Arctic Ryan is out there and 2.5 tenths quicker in sector 1. His teammate Dave the Scrub up, of course, on provisional pole at this moment in time. Can Arctic Ryan do anything about that? We know he's quick. We know he can be a quick driver. If it's not in qualifying, it will be in the race for either one of them. So we'll see what Ryan can do as he's up by 1/10 of a half in the middle sector. It is looking fast. It really is looking fast for the driver that is part of the Constructors winning team this season, and he's got a Williams ahead of him. I'm not entirely sure who that is, as he nearly rear-ends him. He's going to try and get a bit of slipstream out of the exit from him, and up towards the line. Arctic Ryan with a 2/10 improvement. He gets himself on the second row of the grid then in P3. But still, about 0.3 of a second off his teammates' time. So Dave the Scrub is really, really flying today, because that is a very decent time. Nobody really getting much closer as of yet. That is the key word. The he would as of yet, because we've still got drivers to cross the line. Dunica is one man that did win last race, ladies and gentlemen, here in Saudi Arabia, back in Saudi Arabia. Now we're here in Mexico City, and Dunica is here to try and do it all again and leave its stamp on the game. It's a 27.9, which I don't think is too bad. He's in the first sector now, into the middle. We'll see if he can go any quicker in the middle sector. Of course, this is his first time of the day, and the last man to set a time. Is it going to be any good? Times ranging from a 1:15 to a 1:21. Wolfie comes in the chat saying he got impeded on his lap. He's down in P14 now. But Dunica could be on for a decent one here. He's in the final third now, running the car wide, then maximising the exits and riding the curbs as much as possible. He's going to head towards the final corner, and here we go then in Mexico City. Dunica, for his first time of the day, will it be anywhere near the top? He crosses the line. It's P7 in the Haas. That's pretty decent then, pretty decent for Dunica. Of course, here for the realistic, so the drivers that are racing these cars, you know, they're all selected on how well they can race, and of course, the better you are, the worse car you get. So Dunica being in a Haas definitely does show, you know, something there. Unless they don't do that like that here in PGS. But either way, Hypex on provisional pole. It's a 1:15, 7.81. And now finally, Hawkeye with a 1:15.7. Who expected that? Hawkeye on pole, Hypex P2. Dave the Scrub's now got two drivers, everybody, trying to beat him up at the top of the grid. Pole position has been snatched from Dave with 5 minutes to go. The front row has been snatched from Dave with 5 minutes to go. It's Hawkeye 1, Hypex 2, Dave in 3. What some times they were. Now 3 drivers in the 1:15s. Impressive stuff then. That was really, really mental. Absolutely mental stuff that was. Hawkeye and Hypex taking 1 and 2 away from Dave the Scrub, the championship leader and the reigning world champion as well. He's been reigning world champion a few times in the past seasons, and now with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go, is this the time where he really is going to show how well he can do with only about 0.2 of a second he needs to gain to be on pole. But we do know Dave the Scrub, and one thing we know about him is he's good in qualifying, but he's even better in the race, normally. That is normally how it works. He's normally even better in the race. I'm hoping that can be the case today, because this man is normally quick. But if you're in the chat, put in your race predictions then. Or first of all, actually qualifying predictions, because nobody knows really how this is going to go. Absolutely nobody. Dave the Scrub is racing around the track then, trying to get himself there. And he's gonna try and get himself a decent time. More than likely, he wants pole position today. And can he do it is the main lingering question. We'll find out in 3 minutes and 30 seconds then. Here comes Dave the Scrub then, down the massive long first straight, of course. I don't know if it's the longest in Formula 1. It might be the longest. I can't remember, to be fair. But I know it is one of the longest in Formula 1. It's absolutely huge. And Dave the Scrub then with 3 minutes to go. He's got to try and prove himself here in qualifying. He wants that pole position, but 0.2 of a second is the gap that he needs. And he's already found that in the first sector. The Alpine, the Arctic Lightning F1 driver who have won the Constructors' Championship already this season. He's on for another pole position, and he's given it his absolute best, ladies and gentlemen, at this minute in time. This is absolutely what we want to see. Dave the Scrub in his total prime down towards the end of the second sector. It's going to be a 1.5 tenth improvement in sector 2, 2 tenths improvement in sector 1, and now only the final third stands between him and pole position. Can this man get himself up and leapfrog himself onto the front row of the grid, back where he started earlier on? He spins it around in the final corner. He will be seething with that one. Dave the Scrub ruins his final lap. He crosses the line. It would have been pole. I think it would have been pole, but he crosses the line after spinning today. 3.9 down and has to settle for 3 with 1:55 to go. He's going to try and race around now, I bet, and give it a one last shot. We'll see what he does. Still Hypex coming out. This is man that wants pole as well, hungry for that top spot, and he absolutely could do it today with a time like that. So we'll find out about that, ladies and gentlemen, in a couple moments' time. Here we go then, everybody. Let's do it for the end of qualifying. Hypex in 2 in the Aston Martin. One man who is massively hungry for pole, and we know he can do it. He is 0.07 of a second behind Hawkeye today, who isn't coming out of the pit lane, so this man will not be defending his pole. Currently, it's massively up for grabs. It is massively up for grabs, and anybody that wants it could take it. With Hypex now nearly 0.03 of a second up in sector 1. It is minimal, but it is definitely chipping away then at the time that he needs to get on pole position pretty much at the very end. He needs 0.07 of a second. He's already found 0.03 then in the first sector. He needs to find another 0.04 in the remaining 2. Here we go then. Hypex is going to head towards the end of sector 2. Will it be any time found? He's found time in the first. He's 0.07 of a second down in the second. Will he find that time in the final third, everybody? Is there time to find in the final few corners? He locks up then, going into the final few, and Hypex has ruined his final attempt at pole. Hawkeye, at the moment, the best man for pole position. He's on pole at this moment in time. Hypex in the pit lane, can't defend that one then. Dave the Scrub is out there on an outlap. We didn't expect this, but he's going to try and give it another go. Look here, he's up in the first sector. Will he be up in the second? Dave the Scrub could snatch pole here, everybody. Oh, he's down by 2.5 tenths then in the final sector. And I don't think this will be good. I don't think 2.5 tenths will be found. Arctic Ryan was down in the first sector. See Brazil then heading towards the end of sector 2. He's down by 3.5 hundredths then. There's Neto Racing coming round. There's someone who's just gone up towards was it Schumacher, I think, to 7 possibly. Dunica then towards the line. What can this man do for us? Up towards the start-finish straight. It's P8 then finishing for him. Neto Racing will cross the line in P9. Will he improve any more though? No, never mind. P4 for Neto Racing. Fair play for the man. As Arctic Ryan snatches it off him, then takes P4. Neto down to 5. Tiger B is going to be crossing the line in a moment. He won't be improving, I don't think. And Salguero crosses that line in 10. The final driver then, sorry, barring Flavor actually, who's down in 18, is Tiger B over the line in 11. Flavor at the back in 18, everybody. 18 drivers today, and what a qualifying that was. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary then on the qualifying. Next up is the 50% race around here in Mexico. It is going to be fun. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Hawkeye on pole position for round 13, followed by Hypex on the front row of the grid with him by 0.06 of a second. He missed out on pole. Dave the Scrub missed out on pole by 0.2 of a second, and he's on the second row of the grid, joined by Arctic Ryan, his teammate in 4. Neto Racing slips into 5 with C Brazil 6, Papa Rim 7, Schumacher 8 with Dunica 9, and Salguero rounds off the 5th row of the grid with Dunica and the top 10. Tiger B 11, the Fizz 12. I good is 13, Toby West 14. We missed the rest, but whoa, what a qualifying that was. Now it's the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready for it. We'll see in a sec. Wolfie says 150 laps on this track this week. Hopefully we have a good race tonight. I wish you the best of luck, mate. Really am. Good luck to you. I really enjoyed that qualifier. I'm not just saying that for the sake of it either. That was really good. It really was. So nice. I should say, yeah, so nice to, you know, get this many drivers on the grid. It really, really is. And to commentate on it as well is so much better. So I'm so grateful to everybody for, you know, for getting here and making this league how good it is. It's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. PGS tonight is showing up for the crowd. And the stream should be better than ever then when we get into the Grand Prix. Luke Bale in the chat. Evening, mate. How are you doing? Hopefully you're okay. It's good to see you joining us tonight. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary. Qualifying was good. That was great. Really, really was good. We've got Chevy in the chat as well, of course. But yeah, soon to get started for the main Grand Prix. 50%, which is half of the race distance of a usual Formula 1 Grand Prix, by the way, everybody. So should be around 45 to 40 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes, around that. As you know, normally the F1 races are about an hour and a half on average. So that should be the same goes for today, really. So we'll find out how long it'll take towards the end. Wolf in the chat. Wolfie's going on his rampage, he says. I'm good, thanks. Working nights. Hope you're well. I'm good, thank you, mate. Really, really well. Yes, the stream seems to be working absolutely beautiful tonight. This is the first Thursday in so long where nothing is really playing up, and I probably jinxed it now, but I mean, we're so far into the stream already, I think it should be okay. But you know, normally it's when I start the stream up and it just doesn't want to work. But today, everybody, Thursdays, it's working today, thank God. But this is gonna be good. Wolf in the chat, 48 minutes and 27 seconds predicted for the race, so nearly 50-minute race today. It's a longer one here in Mexico. Man, 48.27, that is a long race. Mbok sends the message, let's go keep it clean, he says then in the chat, everybody. And this is it. This is our time. Many drivers in their prime, and we are ready to go for the Mexico Grand Prix, everybody. Here we go then, everybody. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights ahead of the drivers here for round 13 in Mexico City. And it's lights out and away we go. Hawkeye off the line brilliantly. Massive run down into turn 1. Is he going to be able to defend the whole pack from behind? Hypex in 2 then. They all run down in single file. Down into the first corner behind. There's a Ferrari looking a bit scrappy, but into turn 1. Hawkeye keeps it on the track and maintains his lead. It's Hypex 2. Dave the Scrub 3 with Nedzo Racing in 4 then, with a bit of a scrap behind from Arctic Ryan, who has dropped a position since the start. He started in 4 now. Nedzo's managed to make a gap and he's up to P4, moving Arctic Ryan down into 5th position then. Lovely battles going on from behind already in the early stages. Salguero swapping positions with the judge then. Loads of action at the back as Salguero down in 17. Somebody's gone round. It's Tubi West then, who's massively on the grass here, and this is not going to be good for his race start, everybody. 35 laps ahead of us after this one, and Tubi West already spinning around. Hawkeye then in P1. He maintains his lead and kept it pretty well in the early stages. The first lap has gone his way so far. The snake heads through the middle sector as Hypex follows closely in 2. Half a second is the gap. The question is, is that gap going to get bigger, or is Hypex going to be able to maintain that? We normally see gaps get a lot bigger from P1 to 2 in many leagues that are commentating, but here today, is Hypex going to be able to fight that, or is Hawkeye going to be massively quicker? We'll just find out. Hawkeye with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, then Hypex wasn't able to get it this time around. Dave the Scrub in 3, trying to gain on the man in front. It isn't looking like Hypex is gaining on Hawkeye, so now it's Dave's time to try and do so as we look behind and maybe some moves into this massive long turn 1. See Brazil drops down to 7 as Dunica makes a pass then up to 6th position, as we're having a really nice race so far in the early stages. Only the second lap of the Grand Prix, and still some lovely battles going on at the back of the grid. This is what you get when you get 17 drivers. The pack is normally just so action-packed, as the Fizz up the inside line of Mbuk then, who will get out ahead of this one. It's going to be the Fizz by a massive mile there, and he's ahead into P9. Quite an easy overtake there, actually, after he got straight through and made it look fairly easy for that man, but the racing continues and into the middle sector. Wolfie plays with a 3-second time penalty, and he was really looking forward to this race, and he picks up a penalty in the early stages as Gudez then goes very wide, just about brings himself on, as now looking to move here as well. Wolfie plays, makes it up to 14. The judge making a move past into 15 as Tubi West trying to fight him to it. Now they are going neck and neck out at the final corner. Tubi West takes a 3-second time penalty. Now the man in front has got a lot more speed with the DRS, but this man's got it too, and Tubi West is going to try and get ahead of the judge in front. He's weaving and weaving. Will this man be able to get ahead? Crisscrossing into turn 1 as the judge just about holds it for now. But can Tubi West do anything about it? He'll have the inside line into the next corner, then the outside now. Side by side, still neck and neck, and the Ferrari of Tubi West today, he's managed to maintain it. Fair play to Tubi West. Salguero then in 16th position, getting ahead of the judge in tonight's race. Making a move up and contact there from the judge. Massive contact as the judge is at one place. He started on the back of the grid. Biggest position loser is Papa Rim, all the way down to P18, starting 11 places higher. And the judge then into the wall, everybody. In P18, loses rears, no safety car comes out. He brings himself back onto the circuit, but that has got to be some sort of damage there on the front wing. He hit the barrier pretty hefty hard, I think. As we head down into turn 1 with lap 4 of 36, and Hawkeye leading from Hypex still in today's race. Hypex trying to give him a run for his money here. It was 0.8 of a second the gap a few laps ago, and now he's a 10th behind and looking for a gap up the inside. Here we go then, a switchback of dreams up the inside line. Hypex trying to get his car up the inside here of Hawkeye. Couldn't get ahead as he spins his rears then. Contact made by the race leaders, and Hypex loses a bit of time because of that, actually. 0.6 of a second the gap now, and he runs it a bit wide as well. Hawkeye is just about ahead then, 0.6 of a second there, as that really messed Hypex up a bit. He went right into the backside of Hawkeye, rear-ended him kind of thing, and then lost a lot of time. But can he regain it with the help of DRS then, and the more downforce on the car? Of course, he's going to head a lot faster down the straight. It's Hypex, 0.8 of a second back then, not able to do anything about that right now. Dave the Scrub makes a very early pit stop then into the pit lane for lap 5 of 36 with the 4-lap old medium compound tyres, and he gets on the brand new mediums again and a brand new wing. So it will be a 2-stop strategy for Dave the Scrub here, because he's on the same compound that he started on again. So he will be in the pit lane at some point later on, so expect that. 18 drivers, their action so far has been good, and look how close they all, still tight-knit then through the first few corners. So somebody go around there. It is Dunica who won last race. Today really isn't his day so far, is it? But you know, 30 31 laps to go still. It is all to play for. It is all to play for. And it could change you up massively towards, you know, in 30 laps time, so you never know. Oh, see Brazil then hits the barrier, everybody. That's another driver in the wall. In the same place as well, I believe. Same place. That is just that corner that I was talking about. It is deadly. Absolutely deadly. Salguero gets ahead of C Brazil. Oh, up the inside line, he gets a penalty. PGS for the 3-second penalty too. C Brazil, that was a bit of a bad move up the inside, to be fair. I caught that on stream though. Maybe that is something the stewards want to look into. That was pretty bad. But C Brazil in 16th position with a dive up the inside line of Salguero. Not successful in his attempts. Schumacher and the Fizz then swapping positions down the grid, and also Tiger B, who goes into 6th place then. Double overtake for him, who can make it stick. The Aston Martin sticking it around the outside line, just about ahead right now, but can Tiger B hold on to it through the exit today? He's neck and neck with the Fizz. The Fizz trying to get ahead here, and he absolutely is into 7, depositing Tiger B down to 8, everybody. It's PGS with a 10-second time penalty today. Oh, somebody's round again. Many drivers spinning today. It's Tiger B this time. It's PGS with a 10-second time penalty. And level pegging here as well, side by side. It's going to be Paparim on Guides here. Guides will he be able to get ahead side by side, and a few drivers heading off the exit there too, but it's looking like Paparim makes that move for now. Still trying to keep it. Now Wolfie plays on the backside of him. Wolfie plays then from P13 is looking for that move into 12. He does make a move into 12 then because somebody in the pits and the man in front of him flying ahead, so won't be able to make that move anytime soon just yet. Wolfie plays, everybody's gone round now. Oh my, everybody's spinning round today. 29 laps remaining. Wolfie plays, finds himself going backwards on the track, pretty much, spinning round. What I like about this is the amount of drivers we get. There's something going on every lap that we go by, and that is what we want to see. With Hypex on the backside of Arctic Ryan right now, and maybe a possible move, but fair play to Arctic Ryan. He really has made his way up, and I've missed a few places and moves up at the top of the grid because Neto Racing is finding himself in 2nd place, and currently I've got to admit he's on for the win here. He's absolutely on for the win. 2nd place behind is Arctic Ryan then, and Hypex is behind that with a bit of DRS, but still not working for him because the man in front has got it too, just dragging him along and giving him the same amount of rear downforce as the man behind. Arctic Ryan with a 3-second time penalty, everybody. It's another penalty we've got on the grid. It's one for Ryan. We've got PGS, the Fizz, M-Bulk, Wolfie Plays, and C Brazil, all with penalties. He's in the pit lane, goes Hawkeye, and we'll see what tyres he decides to go on to now. He was leading the race. That now means Nedzo inherits the race lead, and he goes into P1 with 8 lap-old mediums and leading by half a second, my bad, to Arctic Ryan behind at this moment in time. Can he hold it? Is that question? Is the Fizz with another time penalty? Hawkeye in the pit lane coming out now. Dunica in the pit lane coming out as well on brand new hards, same as Hawkeye. And also Tiger B now coming in the pits. He'll be going on the new hards as well after starting on the mediums. Lap 9 of 36 then, ladies and gents. We still haven't had a safety car, and now a move up the inside for Hawkeye VRL, who's trying to get ahead here, and he's absolutely done so. Made that look easy then. Now on the 10th lap of the Grand Prix here in Mexico City, and the moves just keep getting better and better lap by lap. With 17 drivers joining us. The Fizz has retired from the session, everybody. Didn't notice that. As Toby West in the pit lane, he goes in with a brilliant camera angle there. God, I love that. As he comes in, and he waits for the pit crew to start working on the car, lifting it up, and now brand new tyres on there for him. He's going to exit the pit lane on the brand new mediums then today. There's Tubi out the pit lane then, and he's P15 with Ryan now picking up a 3-second time penalty again. That gives him 6. It's 3 for Emble, 3 for Wolfie, 3 for C Brazil. At the inside line here is Hypex on Ryan. He's into second place. Hypex is absolutely flying. This is crazy. As he's ahead now into second place and only 1.7 seconds to Nedzo Racing. Man, ask how on earth has this happened? Hypex, oh sorry, my bad. Hypex with 9 lap-old medium, so he hasn't pitted either then. And same lap-old tyres as the guys in front, so we'll find out what happens when they go in for a pit stop then, because the guys behind already have, but you know, these guys in front are massively ahead at the minute. As there's a Red Bull round, it's Emble then, everybody. He's round on the track, and not entirely sure what's gone on with him there, but here in Mexico you do get a lot of drivers spinning in them select few corners in Sector 2. Salguero coming out of the pit lane. He's going to be on the brand new mediums this time around. So there is a few drivers, I think, opting for the 2-stopper, unless he was on the hards. Papa Rim with a 3-second time penalty. You know what, we're going to go back to looking at that really quickly. 6 for Ryan, 3 for Papa Rim now. It's 3 for Wolfie, Emble and C Brazil, and 19 for Toby West. That is a massive, massive penalty for Toby West at the minute. He's been picking up quite a lot then throughout the course of the race. But, whoa, let me mention something. Flavor up 11 places since the start. What a start from him. That is brilliant. I mean, he hasn't pitted still, which is, never mind, probably going to mess that up quite a lot, isn't it? But it's good to see him up so many places then, everybody. With Toby West now picking up another 3-second time penalty and will be nearing disqualification if he carries on, as I think Emble tries to get past him there, but wasn't able to just yet. Dave the Scrub on Gudes here today. Tries up the inside, he takes his rears out. They both go sliding through the final few corners and into the stadium section today. Who's going to come out ahead of this battle? Wheel banging through the final couple corners. Proper racing through there as on the 13th lap of 36. We get Dave the Scrub coming out in 9 of that battle. He crosses the line. It's a shame with the position that he's in, it really is. I was hoping a bit more from him today, but hopefully he can get up there. Yellow flags the first corner. I think somebody's round there. I missed that. Who was that? It was Tiger B who went round. Lap 14 at 36 and Nedzo Racing leads, ladies and gents, in the RB. It's Dave the Scrub done with a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that is going to be so detrimental to his race today. A 10-second time penalty for a championship leader that he could do without that. He's in the pit lane now, though, and coming out in P12, maybe even lower. It is going to be even lower for Dave the Scrub then. But currently, your race leader then is Nedzo, and him, Schumacher, Papa Rim, and Flavor are all yet to pit in today's race. Hawkeye is in the best position right now. He's made a pit stop and already in P3 behind the rest of the pack. Hawkeye's massively rapid here today, and you know we're definitely going to see a win from him today. I think that's definitely on the cards. As Hawkeye in third, close behind the front pack, and Nedzo now decides to make a pit stop onto the hard compound tyres, most likely at this time of the race. As Schumacher flies past and Hawkeye flies past too, and the rest of the drivers as he comes in now and gets the hards on. Oh, Mbuk. His rears snapping out on him, but he just about caught them before that got worse. And he's in 14th position behind that. There was a few moves that I just saw on the arrows, but don't think that's going on anymore. Might happen, though, down towards turn 1. Well, we do get a lot of moves, and Dave the Scrub then, we're going to follow this one with Mbuk and Dave the Scrub. Possibly a gap or a move. Nope, not at all, but Mbuk is massively gaining on Gudes here. Oh my, he's going to make a move. He's going to make the move up the inside line. Who was expecting that? Then a massive lunge, a long lunge then up the inside. And he makes the move work, everybody, for a brief moment. Here comes Dave the Scrub then to capitalise on the situation. He's through to P13 as Mr. Mbuk has to drop down to 14. He sends it up the inside again. Mbuk's not waiting around, is he? And because of that, he does lose a position. Wow, Dave the Scrub then gets back ahead. What a scrap. What a scrap that was. 20 laps to go, everybody. 20 laps before the end, and we're very nearly at half race distance as well. As up the inside line. What is going on? Gudes then sending it on Mbuk. He nearly goes around. Here comes the judge then. The judge goes through past Mbuk too. Who loses out on time and positions, and he's down to 16 as the rest of the drivers and pack fly through. Dave the Scrub just about caught himself in a spin there. Side by side here, it's going to be Hawkeye into P1. Schumacher loses the position. And ladies and gentlemen, the man that is already pitted takes the lead of the race here for round 13 in PGS Esports Realistic. Hawkeye is on an absolute roll this season and with this race so far. Across the line. And lap 17 begins. Let it all begin then. Half race distance very nearly. One more lap. Zdunica on the backside of Papa Rim. This will be an easy move if he takes it properly. He's going to go up the inside line and he flies through into third place. Very easy move then. No waiting about there for him. Hawkeye in one then. He's looking like he's going to go and easily win this today. He really, really is. Only 2 drivers now, 3 drivers not to pit. It's Schumacher, Papa Rim and Flavor. And one of them hits the barrier. Schumacher now might just have to do so. He's lost his wing. Is that going to be a call for the pit stop? It is. Now we get Schumacher in. As half race distance comes round. Another 18 laps before the end of the Mexican Grand Prix. Tyres get changed and Tubi West Ham with a 3-second penalty. He's still waiting for the wing to get changed on the front of that car today. And he exits in P8. He's probably going to exit in P9 then after Wolfie Plays gets ahead. Wolfie's having a great race. 8th place. He did say he's 150 laps on this track this week, is his quote. And maybe it's just starting to pay off for him. He saw him spin around earlier on. And to get back up to P8, it's a mega stellar job from Wolfie Plays. Really good. Can he keep it up though is the question. He has got a time penalty too, which will play detriment to his race. Oh, Goodes and Toby West End swapping positions. It's like Goodes trying to get ahead in 12th place. It's going to be Toby sticking the car up the inside, but he went too much on the grass there. Has to back out of that one in P13. And Goodes easily gets ahead of that. Embel with a 3-second penalty, everybody. 3-second time penalty coming his way. We've had a lot of penalties, you know, being dished out today. We really have, but I guess it's kind of expected. You know, at a track like this, it can be easy to pick up them kind of penalties, and that is the exact thing that is happening today, right now on lap 19 of 36. As Flavor picks up a 3-second time penalty. Another coming his way. As let's have a look at the drivers then, shall we, everybody? So many penalties. across the grid for the drivers. As Nedzo gets ahead of Flavor down the back straight. We'll have a look at penalties in a second. That's a lovely move then, isn't it? Going side by side into turn 1. It's Papa Rim in 3, Nedzo 4, Flavor 5, Arctic Ryan 6, and Hypex picking up wing damage there off front left end plate in 7. Hypex, everybody, he's not having a great race, is he? At the minute, he's going to really want to sort this out if he wants to try and get up there. Wing damage for him. As Arctic Ryan gets ahead, ahead of that, then it's Nedzo getting ahead of Papa Rim. Will he be able to hold this one out though? Sticking out of the inside, it's Nedzo in 3, and he holds it. Dunica up in 2. But Dunica's really pulled this back. I've not seen how on earth. Dunica then, everybody. He's really pulled this one back. Absolutely brilliant stuff from him. Oh no, Tiger B, everybody. Loses his rears on lap 21 of 36. Now it's another driver going around, but it isn't in the same spot as we usually see it, funnily enough. As Embolt does fly past into P15 now. See Brazil with a 3-second time penalty. Lap 21 then, soon to become lap 22, and Hawkeye in the lead by 5.3 seconds to Dunica in 2. And the best thing about this is the top 3 all without time penalties. So if it stays this way, they're just easily on the podium and no questions asked. That is what we like to see, it really is. As Tiger B retired from the session in the pit lane then. I believe it was in the pit lane anyway. Yes, it was. As Hypex makes a move past Paparum because now he's in the pit lane and looking like he's going to want to get some new, maybe some mediums on at this point then, because he is on the hard compound tyres. So I think he'll be on the mediums till the end. It is the mediums then. Swaps them out. God, that's hard for braking with no ABS. Mate, honestly, I am... Without ABS, I cannot drive. I'm so bad. But it's good to see you in the chat anyway, Tiger B. Hopefully you're doing okay. How are you doing? Lap 22 of 36, and you know, the laps are really ticking by now. 14 laps to go before the end, which really isn't too much in the grand scheme of things, you know, as opposed to 22 we've had. As Wolfie and C Brazil having a bit of a scrap at the back of the grid right now. And Wolfie, who was up there earlier on, had to, I think he's fallen down the order somehow. He's down in P12, unfortunately. First season doing it, but rears on here were sliding everywhere. Yeah. ABS has never been something for me, mate. Honestly, I've never really been that good at it, but yeah, maybe Mexico she's not good for it. See, Brazil goes around. Ladies and gents, I think it's again, and I think we've seen this man go around many times today. It's another time that he goes round. Hawkeye still leads, Dunica 2, Nedzo 3. The battling really has died down now, but there is still your little battles now and then, and Dave the Scrub and Arctic Ryan might be one to look out for. The two teammates, of course, are here today, and right now. They could give us a bit of a battle, or we might just have to wait down the back straight. There is moves going on around the track though, as Paparum gets ahead of Gudez in this race. Hypex in 8th position, then he's coming out of the pit lane, everybody, after making a pit stop and getting the new tyres on that car. Is that going to be a good strategy call for him? We'll find out in due course, but 12 laps to go. But still time penalties all over the grid then. Still time penalties all over the grid. And, you know, oh, that is really funny. I was just about to say that. I was going to say top 3 still without a penalty. But Dunica does pick up a 3 now, everybody, on lap 25. Dunica now leads as Hawkeye makes a pit stop. And coming in for the brand new, I don't know, is it the... It's got to be the hards, actually, isn't it? I think he was on the mediums 2 times this race. Never mind, no, it is the mediums then for Hawkeye. That is such a shame then. Tuna could just pick up a 3-second time penalty, and you know the way things are going, that might really mess up his race today. So I'm really hoping it doesn't. But wow, I really hope it doesn't, but we'll see. Pit lane for Tunica then. The race leader right now, and the previous race leader did go into the pit lane a few moments ago of Hawkeye, and he comes out in P3. Now Dunica's doing the same, and Nedzo Racing now inherits the race lead with 10 laps remaining, and Dunica is going to come out behind Hawkeye Gaming right now. Hawkeye in P2, and I don't think Dunica is going to get overtaken again. He might do. The Aston Martin here then, going to give him a good run for his money out of the pit lane, side by side, and the Aston Martin of Schumacher just about beats him. Zandvoort picks up a 3-second penalty. And scrapping down the straight, Dunica just get back ahead of Schumacher, getting his revenge, and he's through to P3. Back on the podium places then, everybody, with 10 laps to go here in Mexico City. A great race so far. Hawkeye Gaming is fastest in the final sector. Oh my god, I keep saying gaming. Hawkeye, my bad. I could have sworn he used to be gaming, unless that's another guy, but I don't know. Hawkeye in second place then, and with 9 laps to go, he's going to give it absolutely everything. He has got a time penalty. Dunica has got a time penalty. Nedzo Racing hasn't. Now this is where it's going to get really tight and exciting. Hawkeye's got to gain 8.8 first of all to Nedzo, everybody. That is the first thing, and then Hawkeye's then got a 3-second time penalty to stick a flake in it, so we'll see how that works out, unless Nedzo has to pit before the end, which is a probable answer. Pit lane then for Schumacher. He gets on the mediums, lots of pit stops coming in then in the final, 8 laps, whatever, at the minute. And Gudez gets ahead into 9th position. We head down the straight with the drivers. And Nedzo Racing still your leader. I've got a feeling he might just make a pit stop then at some point, because he's still got 8 laps to go on these 13 lap holds. That's going to be 21 laps finishing on. And also the gap is coming down massively to the man behind of Hawkeye. It was 8 seconds. Now, well, 8.8 to be exact. Now it's 4.9, 5 seconds, around that same time. It is not looking good for Nedzo if he doesn't make, well, even if he makes a pit stop, he will lose time, won't he? So right now, it's not looking good for Nedzo at all, because he's got a man behind just, breathing down his neck. And if he makes a pit stop, he will lose places. If he doesn't make a pit stop, he's losing masses of time, and he's going to get overtaken anyway. So he's in a bit of a lose-lose situation right now, Nedzo is. And I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to be his day today, I don't think. Yeah, the moves have kind of died down now. I think Turbo S has left the game, actually. He's quite ghosted then. But we're in the latter stages now anyway. Not really too long to go now. This is the only really kind of block we've got of drivers, but unfortunately no battle just yet, but it could well happen. And down the straight, this is the one battle we are definitely waiting for, and we know is guaranteed to happen if Nedzo doesn't make a pit stop. Here we go then. 3.1 seconds is the gap to Nedzo in front. Hawkeye is on the charge, and he wants that race win today. If he does win it, it's already deserved, because he has raced brilliantly, and all along it's kind of been, known that he's probably going to win it after the, absolutely amazing drive that he's delivered to us today. But 6 laps remaining. We're now on lap 30 of 36, and this is the time for Hawkeye to push. He's lost time in the first few corners, so possibly in the last sector in the main straight on the next lap he's a bit faster, but we'll find out as Schumacher sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Now we do it again, and the gap 1.9. Like I mentioned, the gap just comes down every time we get to the final few corners, and it's coming down now. If you give it one more lap, everybody, and that gap is within a second, Hawkeye is going to be all the way on the back of Nedzo, and that is going to be definitely what we want to see. The time is losing, and down the straight, 2.1, nearly 2.2. The time gets lost massively down the straight then. To be west of the 3-second penalty, ladies and gentlemen, but we're soon to end this out now. We're soon to end tonight out with only a couple laps left, and Gilles goes into the pit lane, and now coming out on mediums as we look to the front of the grid. And Nedzo 1, Hawkeye 2 now, and he gains massively in the final sector, nearly below a second now. Look at the gap to him, 1.2. 1 second now. He has missed the DRS. Has he got it? He might have just got it. He may have just got the DRS. It could be just about there, everybody. We'll find out when he gets to the DRS detection point, but I think he was there. He might have just about got it. He didn't. He didn't. He very nearly did, though. That was close. Next lap, he'll get it. Next lap, he will get it. That is massively close. That was. Wow. Paparim with a 3-second time penalty as well. And like I mentioned, the penalty's just really building up around the grid now. Only drivers not to get one today is Nedzo, Salguero, and the judge right now. But it is a shame on Nedzo Racing because he's got Hawkeye behind him at this minute in time. Nedzo really wants to stick this out because Hawkeye's got, he got a 6-second penalty. I did not know he had a 6. He's got a 6-second penalty then. All right then, so if Nedzo gets overtaken, Hawkeye has then got 6 seconds to gain. Nedzo's plan here has got to be hold him up as much as possible. He's got 3 laps of racing to win this race and decide his fate for the Mexican City Grand Prix. He might even get overtaken here, just about. This is getting close, and Hawkeye soon enough is going to be ahead. I think in 3 laps, Hawkeye might be able to pull off that 6-second gap, to be honest with you. He's seeming pretty quick on these mediums, and the only reason he's not racing ahead is because Nedzo is there as a block. But now he's right on the rear of him, and now down the straight, it's inevitable that this man's going to get through. The overspeed on him is just incredible, and Hawkeye now on the backside of Nedzo Racing on the final few laps. Will he be able to hold it? He's got the DRS then into turn 1. Is he going to be able to do it just yet? Nedzo burning battery. He stays ahead. This is getting exciting. Nedzo then, everybody, stays ahead down the straight, and Bolt retires at the end in the pit lane. Lap 33 of 36, and Nedzo has got to really hold on to this. He's got Hawkeye behind him, getting angry and mad on newer tyres. So Nedzo's hards at the minute, and Nedzo driving brilliantly with a great defensive battle at the front. But can the man behind do anything about it? Like I've mentioned, a 6-second penalty coming his way at the end of this Grand Prix. So if he crosses the line, and the gap isn't 6 seconds, he loses that race win. Massively close to Nedzo here. I honestly believe in the final sector he might even make a move here. Look at the gap. He's already trying to get ahead, and if he gets a good exit out of here, he will. He's going to easily make a move. Look at this. It's going to be an overtake now then, ladies and gentlemen, up the outside line. Here we go then. For Hawkeye on Nedzo, sticking it around the outside. He goes off the track. Maybe a track limits warning there for Hawkeye, but Nedzo gets overtaken. Hawkeye into P1 and leads the Grand Prix on the final few corners of lap 33. 3 laps to go, and Nedzo might just lose out on this win. Hawkeye has got a massive job on his hands now. 6 seconds to gain he's got, but here comes Nedzo to come back at him. He's got the DRS. He's going to fight, ladies and gentlemen, on the inside line. Nedzo takes one again on the final few laps, and the RB today, he snatches P1 back. The race win for Hawkeye is falling through his fingers, slipping through his fingers as Nedzo in P1 could very well go ahead and take this today. He got P3 on the podium last race out. I think it was P3, might have been P2, one of the two. But either way, he did very good. Yes, P3 on the podium, ladies and gentlemen. And P3 could be a promotion to P1 today in the Grand Prix if he carries on like this. Nedzo has kept it so brilliantly in today's Grand Prix, and even when he got overtaken, he got knocked down, he got straight back up, and it's lap 34 of 36 with Hawkeye breathing down the neck of Nedzo massively. You know, it's inevitable that he's going to make a move again soon, but it was a bad exit there for Hawkeye, meaning Nedzo's going to get a good exit, and Dunica now, this battling is helping Dunica getting range. The top three within striking distance, and now we go on to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix when we cross the line. These last few laps have been exciting. The blue flags have been shown then for some drivers that must be around. But we head on to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Wolfie plays with a 3-second penalty. We cross the line, and here comes Hawkeye on Nedzo. Here comes Dunica on Hawkeye. We're going to get many moves down here if they carry on this way. It's going to be Dunica on Hawkeye. Will it be a double overtake around the outside line? Dunica then for the race lead then. Side by side, they take each other out. It's going to be Nedzo who gets the head as these guys scrapping away. Round goes Hawkeye and Dunica, everybody, on the last 2 laps of the Grand Prix. They take each other out, and the chances of them winning tonight's race is soon fallen to none, as Nedzo Racing, everybody, with a 3.3 second advantage to Dunica behind, who has got a penalty, by the way. Nedzo could be on for a very nice win here today. The guys behind messed up their own races, and Nedzo came out unscathed. And now, once he's finished these 2 sectors off, he's got one final lap of racing to hold, and then he wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Which way is it going to go? Either way, if Dunica gets ahead, he's still got to gain 3 seconds to win the race, and if Hawkeye gets ahead, he's got to gain 6. That is not possible in one lap, and Hawkeye gets overtaken by Arctic Ryan now, who loses his rears, and Arctic into 3rd as Hawkeye drops down to 4. It's all coming crashing down there for Hawkeye at the very end, as the final lap of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, begins with Nedzo Racing across the line with no drivers behind in DRS contention. 3 seconds the gap to Dunica, who came round the final corner. 3 seconds without a time, without a snippet of DRS at all. And Hawkeye gets back ahead of Arctic Ryan today, but I think the fate of one man is sealed, and Nedzo Racing has just got to bring this car home now then, to win the Mexico City Grand Prix. And it's been a brilliant drive. One of the only drivers not to have a penalty, and it just shows you without a time penalty, you know, what things can come your way. To stay clean, and everything is pretty much always good. Hawkeye and Ryan then swapping positions at the back. We've got Dave the Scrub that's been pretty much not really around all race long, down in 5th position today. But even then, he has made a few places up since the start, so it's not all bad for him, and you know, some decent points. But we all eyes then to this man, Nedzo Racing into the end of the 2nd sector, as Arctic Ryan picks up another time penalty. But one man has not picked up any at all. In 36 laps in total then, he's going to round off the final few corners, everybody, here in Mexico for the 13th round here in PGS Esports. Nedzo Racing crosses the line, and he wins the PGS Esports Mexico City Grand Prix. Dunica over the line, side by side at the end. It's Dunica 2, Hawkeye 3. Arctic Ryan comes home in 4. It's going to be Dave the Scrub then. He will cross the line with a 10-second time penalty, and that will be P5 for him. He's going to get demoted quite a lot, though, with many drivers behind him. It's going to be Hypex into 5 now. Papa Rim will cross the line. He'll take 6. Schumacher takes 6 now. Dave the Scrub 7. Papa Rim 8. Wolfie plays. He's going to cross the line in 9th position with 6 seconds of time penalty, sorry. What a race. Toby West then finishing in P14. And the final driver is just making their way around the track now then to end this off. It's going to be Wolfie over the line. The judge 9, Wolfie, Salguero all crossing the line. Salguero 10, Wolfie in 11. It is Gires 12. Flavor will cross the line 13. And C Brazil will cross it in 15th position, everybody, when he finally gets there. Here he goes, crosses the line. Flavor the last man. What a race, everybody. That was superb. Here's your finishing results then, everybody. It's Nedzo Racing who wins out here today. Its most overtakes goes to Papa Rim. Fastest lap, Toby West. Driver of the day, Dunica. And the cleanest driver is the judge. Here we go then in Mexico City for round 13 of the season. Nedzo Racing comes home with maximum points with a 49-minute race, with a long one today. Dunica, second place. Hawkeye 3. Arctic Ryan 4. Hypex 5. Schumacher 6. Dave the Scrub 7. Papa Rim 8. The judge 9. 10 is Salguero, 11 Wolfie Plays, 12 Gudez, 13 is Flavor, 14 Tuba West, 15 Sea Brazil, Mbook, Tiger B and the Fizz all retired. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, everybody. It's been good to be back for the PGS Esports Realistic. The stream's been great in terms of connectivity. Hopefully you've enjoyed the commentary on it as well. It was really good fun tonight. And I'll be back next week on Thursday for the penultimate round of the season. It's going to be good. Have a good evening and see you later.